Welcome back, Dodecadorks. We're the 12-sided guys. We have Scott as Ornan and Calden.
At your service.
Sabrina as Sylvie and Gardenia.
Oh, hello.
Jordan as Mogram and Brenneth.
Oh, I love you guys.
Oh, I love you too.
Matt as Guy and Serena.
That is my name. Don't wear it out.
And me, Paul, who's feeling really good thanks to some Sudafed. And not the kind you can get off the shelf. I'm talking about the kind you have to ask a pharmacist for. You know, the meth kind.
Nice.
So tonight should be interesting. Speaking of interesting, if you have interest in things like battle maps, after shows, and character sheets, go check out our Patreon. You can get Your Neighbor's Potatoes, our after show, or for a few bucks more, you can get access to our wiki. Speaking of wiki, don't be wiki T-whack. Go leave a rating and a nice review, just like T-Fretch did.
Wiki, wiki, wiki.
And now they are immortalized on the wiki in our honorable mentions section. And speaking of mentions, Dimensions Door is a 5th level Dungeons & Dragons spell. And speaking of spell, why not rest a spell in a nice comfy t-shirt from the 12-Sided Guys shop at 12sidedguys.com? They're that rare mix of comfy and quality. And speaking of comfy, how come Fiona didn't just rescue herself from the dragon in the first Shrek? I mean, we know she can lay the smackdown.
Oh,
Hell
man.
yes, you can. Bad bitch.
Sudafed. Anyway, if you threw out some cold medicine to make room for another croissant, but then you caught a cold from a little UFO, then this podcast is for you. It's Chorus of the Forsaken, episode 63. Welcome back to Via Severia in the city of Cladvina during the Necro Purge. Last time we were together, our heroes, not only Wilhelm Associates, but also the B-side, confronted 3 old swamp ladies about what had happened with Jib Jab and Annalise. After a conversation where the 3 ladies kept telling you have bigger things to deal with than us, a fight ensued and the ladies turned into hags, believe it or not.
What? That was crazy.
You pulled one over on us.
Wait, they were hags? The necklace was literally called the Hag's Eye.
I think Paul just hates strong women.
I love strong women. I do. As the fight started, Ornan knocked one of the sisters into the water, and then the others began to fight back. One of the sisters was killed up on land, but the other 2 ended up in the water. Baldric the Black was knocked down to 0 hit points at one time in the water, bleeding out, but he was brought back to life thanks to this awesome skill that Mogram used that helped heal a lot of people. The water is full of poop and pee. It's poo-poo-pee-pee water. And so they're swimming around in these canals.
I've missed you saying that.
Thank you. As they're swimming around in these canals, they're having a hard time seeing where the sisters are, but they managed to track one of them down.
They opened their eyes underwater.
They did. You guys 100% opened your eyes
Pink
underwater. Yep. Conjunctivitis, 100%. But as you managed to bring one of the sisters down, the third one got away, having swimmed, having just barely gotten out of the area before the canal was closed off by a wall of sand by Calden. 2 rings were grabbed, one from each of the dead hags that bared kind of a symbol of an eye on it. And that is where we stopped last time as both parties reconvene up on the islands here, surrounded by canals, as well as wandering undead. One last thing, you did notice with some perception checks that it seems that there are more undead to the south than to the northeast or west. Almost like maybe the source of the undead is coming from somewhere to the south. As we join back with the 2 parties in Dockside in Cladvina, what are you guys going to do?
I think we have to go after, Jib Jab, to be honest.
Should we take care of Bubbles first?
I think something has to be done with Bubbles.
Oh, one more thing. When Jib Jab disappeared into the necklace, or when the necklace made them disappear, suddenly the aura of wildness that was surrounding them disappeared as well. So animals have now begun acting how you would expect animals to act, being surrounded by walking dead.
So basically, they're defending themselves and running away and peeing.
Super
themselves.
chill.
Yes,
Nice.
yes.
How's everybody feeling? Who needs healing? Who needs immediate care?
Let's see. Bryneth is a little bit hurt. He might need a short rest.
Guy and Serena are both doing pretty well.
Gardenia could definitely use some help, but she's not as bad as she was before.
Well, there's a lot of us. I think we should be able to handle things.
Baldric walks up to you, Ornan, and he says, "You're right. You got this, you son of a bitch." And he's going to give you Baldric inspiration.
Hey, that's our thing!
Oh, man.
No, he called you a bitch. Not a son of a bitch.
So much better.
Wow.
Yep, and that is Baldric's last bardic inspiration.
I feel ready. Let's go.
Do we want to go now, or do we want to take 10 minutes to maybe heal up a little bit? Who all needs healing here?
Baldric is looking okay, but he was knocked down to 0 hit points. He was unconscious and bleeding in the water. Yeah, in game terms, he's got 22 hit points out of 33 at this point.
The poo-poo pee-pee water, so...
Yes, the poo-poo pee-pee water, yes.
Yeah, I mean, Bryneth is at like half. He's visibly bleeding right now.
I don't know what you guys been doing. Neither of my characters have been hit yet.
I mean, if nothing else, maybe we should wash our hands.
You bend over and wash your hands in the canal.
Oh, there's a floater. Watch out for that.
Oh boy.
All clean.
We're going to be surrounded if we don't do anything. We have to get moving or we have to get someplace safe. So we have to decide now. And do we feel safe with, You guys all saw that, right? When Serena grew big teeth and sucked some blood from one of those old ladies?
Oh, that couldn't have tasted good.
Wait, did that happen?
Baldric's like, I don't remember much. I'm pretty sure I saw my life flash before my eyes.
Well, so far she hasn't, come after us, but keep an eye on her.
Interesting. Well, perhaps we go to a place where we can have a little bit more safety. I can set up a triage station and heal some of us that need some additional healing.
There is a door. It looks like there's a building right here on the canal. Can I open up the door and see what that building is?
Yeah, you can open the door. Yeah. It's just, it's a roof.
I can't go in.
No.
You pulled one on us.
It looks like these buildings are houses and some shops, but it also looks like a lot of the windows are broken. Doors have been beaten down already. It looks like nothing here is substantial enough to really take a fortified rest. If you guys wanted to take a short rest somewhere, you would need either somewhere more fortified, or you'd need you'd need the classic tiny hut or something.
Okay, well, only 3 of us are actually doing badly, right?
Gardenia, Bryneth, Baldric.
So I don't know if we can maybe give 1 or 2 of them something, and then just, I don't know, I feel like time is of the essence here.
I've given myself some advantages that won't last, more than an hour.
I think let's keep moving then.
And I'd say south, probably. That seems to be where they're concentrated. If we're going to go confront Bubbles,
I think we have to.
we can't leave the city like this.
No, we gotta get Bubbles out of here.
All right. Let's go.
Okay. Let me do this.
While you're doing that, Paul, can I quickly just call out a rules misstep I took last time?
Yes, please do.
I am aware now that I was playing Prancival, my familiar, incorrectly. Pact of the Chain does let familiars do attacks, but it has to be one of the attacks when I take the attack action. So it's really confusing because they have their own initiative, but they can only attack on my turn with one of my attacks. So you got to get them in position on their turn. It's it's confusing, and I messed up last time. I apologize, listeners. I'm sure some
was
of you
gonna
were
say,
like,
that sounds like the rules are stupid, to be honest.
but that's how they work. FYI.
I was just gonna say boo.
Okay. And now I know, and I'll do better.
That was some really good accountability. I just want to say that was impressive.
I'm
Oh, thank you.
I'm proud to call you brother. Brother.
Oh,
You guys start moving south through the city. You are in Dockside right now, which is sort of the northeast part of the city. Before long, you actually come to the docks of Dockside. You can see that there are some boats and some ships that are moored up here at the dock. You can see that Moonmire Lake spreads out before you. The Wondrous Canal is a little bit further to the west and south. You can see the Great Serpent. You can see that some temples and things rise up overhead above the tops of these houses and shops that are near you. The closest one that you can see actually looks like it is a large light gray building with a big golden dome on the top. It's relatively close to where you guys are at. If you were to head straight west, you would have to go across a couple bridges, but then you could get to potentially to the glass house of Shantea, but that would be quite a ways to like wind around through streets.
Can we feel any vibes as far as like where bubbles might be?
The impression you're getting is south. So from where you guys are at, south would be this direction.
I mean, to be fair, in any place we would be, south would be that direction, unless we're at the North Pole.
Okay, everyone. Yes, Sassy McSasserpants.
So I guess what you're saying. So what you're saying is that if we head south, then we're going to end up in the old ward. You said there was a building with a dome on it. What building is that?
You guys would know from your time on the very first day you arrived in town when you guys had your little tour with I think what's his name, Einar Deepstone. Anyway, as you took that tour, you realized that the closest building to you is actually the Temple of Aona.
I know it sounds really icky to go in there, but do you think maybe the Temple of Aona would be a place of security from the undead?
Oh, I would imagine that's got to be a very secure place.
Are we looking for security, or are we trying to find bubbles?
Baldric's like, well, it depends on if we need to take a break and catch our breath, or if we're just going to push on.
I thought we were going to push through this.
All right, everybody, let's take a vote. Everybody gets 2 votes. Serena and Guy both vote to continue on.
Baldric votes twice to take a break. Oh, you mean each player? Okay. All right. Baldric votes to take a break.
Wait, the interns get votes? I thought it was just us.
I think we got to go on. Sylvie's going to vote to go on.
What does Gardenia say?
Man, Gardenia's pretty torn. She's not feeling good, but she's not going to look like, embarrassed in front of this tough crowd. So I think Gardenia's going to have to say that we've got to go on.
Mogram and Brenneth?
I think we can continue onward.
Okay. Well, then nobody else needs to vote because the majority wants to push on.
Sylvie is going to hold Baldric's hand just a little bit and say, sorry, bud.
Oh.
He says, it's all right. Don't worry. I'll watch your back. And then he looks at your butt and he goes, mm-hmm. Sorry.
Legend. He's a legend.
He is the man. All right. As we move through the city, here's what we're going to do for this first part of this journey. So we don't get bogged down with a lot of little fights with little peon undead and stuff. What we're going to do is the fighting and the undead roaming the city is everywhere. There's no getting around it. In order to move south through the city, you guys will be in some fights. Pretty minor skirmishes, but to keep the small fights kind of to a minimum so we can keep the story moving, what we're going to do is, for this first leg of the journey, every character is going to roll a d20. And what they're going to do is they're going to subtract 10, and that's how much damage they end up taking on this first leg of the journey. For example, Baldric rolled a 5. So 5 minus 10 is -5. So Baldric does not actually end up taking any more damage on this first leg of the journey.
Okay, Guy got a 7, which would take him to 0. Serena got a 16, so she'll take 6 damage.
All right. Sylvie got a 3, and Gardenia got a 7. So I think they're both good.
They're both good.
Ornan rolled a 2, so he doesn't take damage, and Calden rolled a 17, so he takes 7 damage.
That's like half his hit points.
That is not quite half, it's like a third. But
Ooh.
you'll notice that instead of damaging him, there seems to be some sort of shimmering ward around his person.
Okay.
So Mogram rolled a 14, so he'll take 4, and Brenneth rolled a 4, so he'll take nothing.
Okay, nice. All right. So some damage was taken, but it looks like everyone is relatively unscathed at this point. As you arrive, you're heading south. You will go past the Temple of Aeona, which is called, it's actually called the Temple of the Unquenchable Ember.
That Ember was unquenchable. I miss her.
R.I.P. girl.
She had a whip like Quistis.
Yes, she did have a whip like Aquistus.
You move down through the city after you finish fighting off a couple of skeletons, and there is a wraith that has been harassing you for the last couple of blocks. You manage to vanquish them. You catch your breath for a second as you move into the square surrounding this Temple of the Unquenchable Ember. As you move past the front of this building, you can see, just like in the Temple of Aeona back in Redlam, there are fires behind the windows, huge bonfires that light up the windows. Even at night, the windows are all lit. You can see shadows moving around inside. And as you move past the front door, 2 things you notice. First off, you see that there is this large, like 10-foot tall being made of fire moving back and forth in front of the building, looking for more undead approaching the temple. And as you approach, you see him literally punching a skeleton as it bursts into flames and crumbles at its feet. The other thing that you see by the front door is you see a floating sword and shield that are hovering in the air. They look oversized, so something that maybe like a giant would wield, but you just see just the barest outline of a spirit of some kind holding this sword and shield, and that is what you see as you move past the front of the Church of Aeona. It looks like they have done some things to protect themselves. Make Arcana checks or religion checks.
Mm-hmm.
Guy got a 5 Arcana, and Serena got an 11 Arcana.
Oh, geez. Mogram has a +9 on his religion. He only got an 11.
Okay.
That's okay. I think Scott has us handled.
I think so.
Sylvie got a 25 Arcana.
Ornan got a 1, and Calden got a 30.
Oh, Calden. And then Gardenia got an 11.
Sorry, I think it's in this book here.
Look at how many 11s got rolled there that time, guys.
Suspicious.
This game's broken. Yeah, this game's broken.
It usually is. As you guys start moving, the first thing you notice is that this is definitely a fire elemental that is moving around here at the front of the building. Calden and Sylvie both recognize that a fire elemental is some kind of arcane use of power, probably not religious in nature, whereas the sword and shield looks like a guardian of faith, which is, you have seen something similar, the Spectre of Kelemvor that you saw in Bubbles' lab that Mogram summoned. This is something akin to that, only it is in the service of Aeona. The fire elemental, though, is all straight up magic, like arcane magic. Take with that what you will.
That seems a bit hypocritical.
You're just now noticing that?
Look, I'm not one of them bookish magic people. I just don't think that that matches with their teachings.
Well, this would indicate that there are Navorians here, no?
I would imagine, yeah. Powerful Navorians. Sylvie, can you even do this kind of magic?
Not for very long, that's for sure. And I mean, not this specifically, but I can cast just as good of spells as these. My wand's just as long.
Right. I wasn't mean like this looks like a powerful spell that requires a lot of concentration. I mean, you see what I can summon, and I'll point over to Prancival in his top hat
and bow tie. It's like his body, like the body is kind of like ash, kind of drifting away and then forming from new ash. But there's this ever burning fire around this figure. So it looks like there would be a powerful Navorian here potentially.
Do we get the idea that the undead are still south of us?
Yes, you do.
Well,
why don't you all make insight checks?
Okay.
Just Wilhelm Associates.
Morning got a 17.
Sylvie got a 16.
Gee got a 17.
Ooh, Markham got a 26.
Nice.
You guys all ruled really well. You glance across the canal and you see just the barest hint from where you are, kind of the shadow of this large complex. And instantly your brain says, Prosperous Path Guildhouse. The night you followed Bubbles, that is where he went when you lost him. And then you ended up going back and finding his lab. He was going to the Prosperous Path Guildhouse, and as you see kind of where all the undead are coming from, it would make sense that the Prosperous Path Guildhouse could very well be kind of the epicenter of this aura. The Prosperous Path Guildhouse is at the very tip of this island, right on the kind of the coast of one of these islands. Oh, with your Arcana checks as well, you also recognize that this fire elemental could have potentially been summoned using like nature magic as well.
Do we want to recruit any additional support for an assault on the Prosperous Path here at the Temple of Aeona?
I don't think it wise to let our abilities known to the Temple of Aeona.
They may have more resources for combating, or at least getting us in.
Sylvie very, very adamantly disagrees with that. I do not want to deal with Aeonians.
The way that they have fortified this place would lead me to believe that they would not be very interested in coming out to help.
Okay, I'm outvoted. I understand, and I get that it was it would be extremely risky to bring them. I mean, look, Serena's got giant teeth. What do you think they do with her? And look at how many eyes I have. I don't know when this is going to go away. It lasts an hour.
All right, you guys move then past the Temple of Aeona. This Temple of the Unquenchable Ember.
I feel like we are just sprinting past all of these lifelines you're giving us to not run into an instant TPK. But here's where we're going.
This is where you guys are going. Yeah, I mean, I recognize that you guys have had some serious fights, and it's been a while since you've had even a short rest. But I also understand that you guys are thinking, I think you guys are using some sound logic that you need to put an end to this before, I mean, people are literally dying all around you at this point. The city is under siege by the undead.
And I feel like if we don't get Bubbles in control at this point, it's not going to get any better.
At least it's not under siege with Steven Seagal. I'd rather it be Bubbles.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind that birthday cake.
You know, I did enjoy that birthday cake too when I was a kid.
As you move past this Temple of Aeona, you reach a point where you realize in order to get across to the Prosperous Path Guildhouse, you will probably need to get on a boat of some kind. As you look around, you can see that there are some keel boats, just like the Lady Hawk. There's also some gondolas that are tied up here on these docks. So there is an option to get across this canal in order to get to the Prosperous Path Guildhouse. But if you wanted to go by foot, this is the point where it would be miles and miles and miles out of the way.
Right. Because we're looking here, the Great Serpent is kind of between us and this part of the city.
Yes.
So, looking at the Prosperous Path Guildhouse, does it look like there could be an advantage to coming at it from the water instead of coming up on land and coming at the front door?
It looks like there's actually no way from where you can see to actually get in. There's the only way that you can see to get in is actually the front door. The whole guild house is surrounded by a large wall. You remember it from a few nights ago when you confronted Bubbles there, that the wall is quite tall. It's like 25 feet tall. It looks like it's well maintained. You did see that there were some guards there, so it's guarded as well. So 2 things. One, it's probably defensible against the undead trying to get in, but 2, you don't see a way in besides the front door. At least from here.
Okay, find us a boat. I'm going to send Prancival on a little scouting mission. And Prancival is going to, again, shake out his fur, and as he shakes out his fur, he keeps his same markings as he transforms into a magpie.
I love it.
And he's going to go fly around the prosperous path.
Does he have a little corgi butt still, though, with his little kind of, yeah.
Well, he's got the big long magpie tails, but it comes out of a chonky butt. Yeah,
It's chonky.
So he's specifically, I want to send him to scout, basically to say, are there currently guards on the Prosperous Path Guild House? Would it be possible for us to try to come at it from the water and mount the walls with the help of some misty steps to the top of those walls, and then get everybody up there instead of coming at it from the front door? So that's kind of what Prancival will be looking for.
Okay, so Prancival takes off. Everyone else is looking for a boat. What I need you guys to do is you can secure a boat or 2, depending. If you want to take gondolas, you guys are going to have to go in 2 separate gondolas. If you guys want to take a keel boat, then you guys can all get onto one.
Figured we'd probably take the keel boat, right?
I mean, that's what I'm good at.
Cool.
Yeah, you find this keel boat. It is anchored up. It looks like the sail is currently tied up. There are some undead here on the docks, climbing out of the water, coming at you. So as you guys secure this keel boat, you will each need to roll 1 more d20 for everybody, and then you will have the keel boat, and Prancival will return.
Is it the same where we'll subtract 10, or is it
Yep, same
different?
where you subtract 10.
Okay, Guy will take 6 damage, and Serena will take 2.
Ornan will take 10, and Kaladin will take 4.
And Baldric will take 0.
Sylvie will take 6, and Gardenia will take 0.
Yikes. Margrim will take 7, and Bryneth will take 0.
All right, everybody. How's everybody doing now?
I mean, I've seen better.
Oh, I'm feeling all right.
You have currently just pushed off the dock in this keelboat as you see this magpie come flying back towards your keelboat.
So I'm going to use my channel divinity while we're doing this to do my astral walk of radiating peace one more time.
Okay.
This is the last time I can do it, but unless we take a short rest at some point. But this is the 2d6 plus 4 hit points, the thing I did before when I walked around everybody.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
So this will heal 11 points to everybody.
That's perfect.
Nice.
Baldric is back up to full.
What a hero.
Unfortunately, Guy was only missing temporary hit points, so he didn't heal up at all. And that just means that his investiture of the void will absorb less damage, but it's all good.
Well, Gardenia's over half healthy now, so...
All right. Prancival comes and lands on your shoulder, still with a top hat and a bow tie on.
And immediately turns back into a corgi trying to cling to my shoulder.
Yes, he's like just clawing away.
Just clawing on my back.
So this is what he reports to you. There is a large complex with a wall that surrounds it. Basically, it's square. On the western wall, there is a big gate, big enough for wagons and things to come in. There's also a postern gate. That's what you saw Bubbles go through. As you move into the ward, the interior of the complex, first thing you come to are 2 buildings, and as he zipped around, it looks like one of them is a stable and one of them is a warehouse where they keep wagons and carriages and things. Not necessarily, the image that you get is not wagons full of goods and things, but carriages for wealthy people moving through the town type of thing. As you move further on, you actually get to the guild house itself, which is this large structure with a courtyard in the center. It looks like there are lights on in the windows, and there are shadows moving along inside of the building. And then on the backside of the complex, there is this other series of warehouses or large buildings. It looks like there are small windows kind of up high on the walls. So there's like three that all like 1, 2, 3. They kind of share a common wall between them. So that's like a row.
Right, yeah.
And as far as guards moving on the wall, you do see, he does report that there are people moving on the wall. It looks like there have been some fighting, but for the most part, the people on the wall seem to be safe. They are all armed with crossbows, and there is some other like machinery up there that shoots like ballistas and things. There's even like some small like catapults. And you also see, he also lets you know that it doesn't look like there's actually any undead inside of the complex. So either they were all like already taken care of, or there's just not dead bodies inside the guild house.
The guild house itself, but like
the complex itself. It looks like getting to the complex. Oh, that's something else. Getting to the complex, like in front where the gate and the postern gate and everything is, that is swarming with undead. There are these drowned zombies that are like pulling themselves up onto the sides of the island right by the Prosperous Path Guild House, but they are shot down pretty much as quickly as they can climb up. So it looks like the guards have managed to keep everything out for now.
Okay, I'll relay that information to everybody. It looks like the Prosperous Path is protecting itself, but there is an ocean of undead in front of the complex, and we would have to fight our way through if we're to get to the front gate. I still think that maybe coming in from the rear is the best option. It keeps things exciting, at least.
Oh,
I'm a little stressed out by the ocean of undead part. You know, that kind of really was clenching my butthole.
I'm not sure how the guards are going to react to people trying to get into their building, but not through the front door. I don't know if they're attacking other people or just protecting from the undead.
I mean, why would they be attacking the other people?
Well, they're in league with Bubbles. I mean, at least I think they must be, right? He was allowed in the first time we saw him, and it seems like this is where he's been keeping a second base of operations in the city, I guess?
perhaps more than in league, he's paid them to protect him.
I think Gardenia would also just know, having been a guard in the city, having been city watch or whatever, that
they're all corrupt.
Well, no, I was going to say that there are always people looking to exploit any chance to rob and pillage, and Gardenia would know.
Mostly cops.
Gardenia would know that right now, aside from the undead rising up, there's probably people getting robbed and stuff, taking advantage of the chaos. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the information. What do you think is best? I can get to one of the windows. If we can break out a window, I can get to one of the windows with a rope. We can get everybody up in that way. If we want to try to come at this problem from the rear.
I mean, I think that's perhaps the best option, no?
Yeah, climbing sounds great. Let's do it.
All right.
Guy, I think you're taking charge of the keelboat since you have the experience. You move the keelboat towards the back of the building. You guys are still dealing with things like specters and wraiths that come zipping around every once in a while. So you're not able to get like a good, solid rest or anything while you're out here on the ship. What I will let everyone do, besides Guy, because he's manning the ship, everyone can burn 1 hit die if they want to, but not get a full short rest.
So no abilities back, just a hit die.
No abilities, just 1 hit die of healing, and only if you want to.
Oh, yeah. Margrim got 9 from his hit die. That puts him all the way up to full even. All right.
Darn.
Nice.
The only one I needed was Gardenia. She rolled an 8. So she is not quite at full HP, but she's not dying anymore.
That's great.
And Bryneth got a 5.
How high did you say the window was?
So the back wall does not actually have any windows. It is just a solid wall, but there is a rampart on the top, 25 feet up.
I've got a grappling hook. We can maybe make that climb.
As you approach the back wall, you do see that there are guards walking along. They look to be very, very alert. You see them notice you guys as you approach, and I need to know what you guys are going to do.
Noticing them, noticing us.
They notice you. You see some crossbows aimed in your direction. Before any action is taken, do you guys want to do anything?
I will try to signal to them that we mean no harm. I mean, can they hear us if I yell?
Yeah, they can. Yeah.
Okay. I will hold the scepter, which looks like a scepter again. It doesn't look like that flanged mace anymore.
Okay.
Have you seen it out here? There's undead everywhere. We need a secure place to take care of some wounded.
Make a persuasion check.
Gardenia will kind of fall down because she's still bleeding a little bit and act super wounded.
You already get advantage, so Gardenia's act is totally ignored.
Wow, that's rude.
Guy got a 29 persuasion.
With a 29 persuasion, one of the guards still holds the crossbow. The other one says, hey, we got to help them out. And then he turns around and runs. The one who's still holding the crossbow.
To be fair, would this have been a deception check?
I don't think so. I don't think it would have been deception.
Okay, it would have been the same thing anyway. It'd have been 29 because my first roll would have been that anyway. So
yeah, but it's I think this is persuasion. You guys are approaching a fortified place and you guys are in need. I don't think that's deception.
Okay.
As
we're in need of the guy you're hiding.
Shh.
Seriously,
Sorry.
though, we're in need of storming this castle.
As one of them keeps holding the crossbow at you, he looks like he's not quite sure, but the other one runs off, and then he comes running back and here, help me with this, help me with it. And then they actually toss down a rope ladder down the side. So you guys can actually come up right up next to the wall, and you can climb up this rope ladder.
Oh, you fellows are so delightful. Thank you.
Quick, get up.
Gardenia is still gonna ham it up because she is nothing if not a theater kid and is gonna slowly one-handedly climb up that ladder.
I love that we're learning this about Gardenia, that she's a theater kid.
This is amazing. This is a detail I've needed from the beginning.
Oh gosh. Well, as you guys are climbing up the ladder, you can see that there are more and more undead swarming up. As the boat now has stopped, you see that there are actually hands starting to claw onto the side of this keel boat, and things are starting to try to pull themselves out of the water on the boat itself. But with your clutch persuasion check and approaching from the back, I will not make you make one more d20 roll because you're not going into the front where the hordes of zombies are, and you manage to get up onto the wall and look down over the side. The guard who actually was willing to help you, he's like, are there any more on your ship?
If we're all up, this should be all of us. Thank you so much for your help.
Can you help us man the walls? They're coming from every direction.
Yeah, I think they're coming here. I think they're drawn to something here. We've been watching as we've been on the canal, and I think that something in your complex is driving them here, but you seem to be pretty safe within these walls.
Well, we're running out of bolts and arrows, but for now, I think we have them at bay.
Who's in charge here? Gardenia will kind of perk up a little bit, put on her cop voice.
What's all this then?
That'll be Guildmaster Krennic.
Krennic?
We'd be happy to help, but our services don't come cheap, so we'll have to talk to this Krennic person.
Yeah, Gardenia will bolster up a little bit and say, get me to this Krennic. I need to discuss it with him. It seems like it's a matter of security.
He points down towards the guild house. You can see the guild house itself. It's this beautiful, two-story building. There are these elaborate windows. You're actually looking at it from the back side because you're here on the east side of the complex. And so you're looking at the back side. There's a flower bed out in front or out behind the building that kind of has these roses climbing up the back wall. It looks like on the second story, there are windows that have lights shining in them. If it wasn't for all of the conflict going on around you, this place would be this is the epitome of wealth. This building is very, very ritzy. He points to that building. He says, Krennic will be in there. From where you guys are standing, you can actually look down into the complex. You can see that closest to you is the 3 warehouses that are all stacked next to each other. And then the little further on is the guild house. And then further on would be the warehouse that has the carriages and the stable. And then you can actually see the front gate at the far end of this long plaza that goes through this complex. He points to the guild house and says, Krennic is there.
I think we need to discuss this with this Krennic.
Go ahead, but we could really use your help up here.
Guy's visor is back down, so nobody sees all his extra eyes.
We will say that so far this has taken about 45 minutes to get here from the last fight.
Okay.
Gardenia will tell, as the guard says, we could use extra help. Gardenia will say, well, maybe signal to more survivors. You seemed hesitant to let us up. Maybe look for more live people in the harbor, bring them up, and have them shoot down on the baddies.
Well,
just throwing out ideas here, just spitballing.
Serena will draw her bow and she'll say,
It seems like I'd be of more use if I was at the front of the complex, right?
That's where the majority of them are, yes, but they appear to be coming out of the water as well.
I'll go with you, Serena.
You can get to the front. You can get to the front of the complex by staying on the walls and going all the way around.
I think that with what Serena knows and what she's been filled in on, I think she's going to do that as an excuse to scope out things from different angles and basically walk the wall.
Calden is going to go with her.
Okay, cool. Calden and Serena head off towards the west side of the complex, staying on top of the wall. As the two of them move off, Sylvie, you feel a little tug on your sleeve, and you look over, and it's Baldric. And he looks at you, and then he kind of glances over at the warehouse, and he kind of nods. I think that's where I saw in my vision of bubbles. He's whispering it to you, so you're the only one who hears Sylvie.
Sylvie will nod, and then I'd like to let us continue to walk away from the guards, but as soon as we're away from them, redirect us.
Yeah, there are stairs that lead down into the main area of the Guildhouse complex.
Baldric says that Bubbles should be in the workshop, so I think that's where we need to go.
So Guy will go ahead and kind of put some people between him and any onlookers, and he'll cast Whisper and send a whisper to Calden, saying,
Come back. I think we know where he's at and we'll need you.
Calden mentions that to Serena.
I need you.
He said he needs me, Serena.
He sounds really thirsty, right? What's going on between you two?
Well, you know how when we're doing each other's nails at night, sometimes I'll talk about Guy and that romance that never was. Well, he kissed me.
I'm so happy for you. I think I'm kind of jealous. The last person I kissed was Henry, and you know what he did to me.
And then she'll point to her fangs.
As you guys are having this conversation, a wraith comes swooping down out, trying to claw your guys' eyes out.
Ornan bartender, he told me Henry was bad news, and he was right.
Yes, I quite like that guy. He's a little strange, but he says things how they are.
Anyway, I'm happy for you. Let's go find him.
Yes, let's go. Yes, and yeah, we'll find someone for you. Or not. Whatever you need.
Or not. Oh my gosh.
Somebody to kiss, somebody to eat, whatever.
As you guys come down off the wall, you see these warehouses. You can see that there are basically 3 of them, these 3 large buildings. It looks like the one on the west and the one on the east are a little bit bigger than the one in the center, but they're both like these large 2-story buildings. They have these large, like 10-foot wide barn door style openings on the south sides. All 3 of them do. It looks like as you approach, you can see that at least the one on the east, the one that you're approaching the closest to, it looks like there is a side entrance up a staircase onto like a second floor entry, and that's what you guys see as you approach. What do you guys want to do?
I think we should check out the upper door. It would make a lot of ruckus opening one of these larger doors.
Baldric, do you have any vibes?
I saw I saw a stone floor. I saw an emblem, an arcane sigil being scrubbed out, and I saw small windows. And he points up at the windows at the top of these warehouses. He says, "Small windows like that." You can even see that the windows have like curtains hanging over them. He's like, and they were blacked out like this. And he looks at the three and he goes, "But I don't know which of the three would be the one that he was in."
Let's start here on the east. And hey, if we've learned anything from Bubbles, we should probably check the door for some kind of arcane traps before we just go, busting in. Who's good at that? I'm not.
Well, I'm not particularly good at it.
If they're invisible, I might be able to see them.
I can try and have a hand at disarming them, but I don't know about detecting them.
Oh, hey, you have a toning rod. Margam, do you still have your toning rod?
I do still have the toning rod.
It's been so long since we've seen your rod.
You should whip that out.
Yeah, do you still whip that out in public?
I do. I love whipping out the toning rod. Do you want me to whip it out right now? I'll whip out the toning rod.
Yes,
Well,
please.
I'm gonna whip out my rod. Let me
As
whip,
another
let me
wraith
whip out
comes
the rod.
flying in, trying to scratch out your guys' eyes.
He's suddenly very excited. Yeah, he'll reach into his inner jacket pocket and pull out the toning rod.
Okay.
And use that.
On which door?
I think we're gonna try and go on this one on the east side, right? The thought being that if we go through the main door, it's too loud and obtrusive, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's opening up one whole wall of a building.
Yeah, as you move up towards this door, where's everybody else going to be? Let's see where everyone else is going to be. It looks like Magnum is moving up to check the door for any kind of magical trap. Looks like Ornan is going to be following behind. Baldric is going to stay down by the main entrance, kind of leaning up against the wall of the building, kind of centering himself, getting ready for what might happen.
Pranciple is next to Baldric, and he walks up to Baldric, rubs up against his leg, and then turns invisible.
Okay.
Sylvie's going to go more towards, like, the magic side of things, but Gardenia is going to go on the opposite side of the door towards Baldric.
Guy is also going to kind of be back following with Ornan as Magram checks the door up on the second floor.
Okay, awesome.
And Serena is at the corner, just kind of surveilling both paths and keeping an eye out up on the wall to make sure that nobody, like, tries to stop them.
All the guards on the walls, look, they're all focused outwards currently.
Okay, cool.
I think Bryneth will probably stay down here with Gardenia.
So basically we have like a group down by the doors, the main door, and then we have like Guy and Ornan and Sylvie and Magram are heading up towards the side door. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Magram, you pull out your toning rod at this door. You see there's this big hefty lock on the door. It looks like the door is definitely locked. And as you pull out your toning rod, you do not detect any magic on this door.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be any magic here.
Oh man, I hope you didn't whip your rod out for nothing.
Well, at least we know that there is not some sort of a magical or arcane booby trap, but I don't know if there is anything else.
Did you just call it a poopy trap?
Oh
Does
my.
it have to do with the river here?
I said booby trap.
Okay. I was just going to say,
I
maybe
did
it's
not.
a colloquialism.
I am a boob
Booby.
man. I am.
A big breasted trap.
All right. So there is this locked door, and it does not appear to have any arcane or any other kind of magic upon it.
Well, I could use the boot key, but it might be a little loud.
Let me try first. And Guy will go up to the door and try to pick it.
Can I give him the help
Sylvie's
action?
gonna start taking bets.
You can give him the help action, yes. Go ahead and make Thieves' Tools check, difficulty 15.
With advantage, it is 18 and a 22. So that's a success, but what mechanical trap do I set off?
As you click, 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 you feel the lock give. Doesn't take you very long at all, and nothing happens. The door is still shut.
Guy will quietly open the door.
Okay, you open the door, and what you see is a long north to south warehouse.
I'll step aside and let Magram take a peek into, because I know he's a lot more observant than I am.
Can you even see?
Is there any light? It looks pretty dark. I can see it dimly.
It is very dark in here. What you can tell is that you, from this door, you're entering up on a second-story catwalk that looks down over the top of this warehouse. On the far side, you can see there's this matching catwalk. In the center, you see a couple of wagons with some boxes and crates, and you can see that set up along the tops on these catwalks, you see there are stacked up boxes and crates, but it's not super full, but it looks like this is definitely a normal warehouse where goods are stored for the time until they are shipped wherever they need to go. It doesn't look like this is not a stocked warehouse. This is not like the Amazon distribution center or something like that.
So there's no jars full of urine, because Mogram would love that.
Nope. Nope. As you look inside, Guy, you have dark vision, so you can make a perception check or investigation. And Mogram, you can make one with disadvantage because it is a dim light in here.
Guy got a 23 perception.
Normally, I would have advantage on my perception rolls because of the Sentinel shield.
Okay.
Is it cool if I take a normal roll then?
Take a normal.
Okay. Oh gosh, I rolled a 2 for a 7.
No.
Okay.
I think it's all clear. I think there's nothing here, guys.
So with your 23, though, Guy, I mean, it's dark in here. You can see that on the north wall, there is another locked door that leads out kind of the back of the warehouse. You can see on the south wall, you can see the big, huge door. You see that it has a big, hefty lock and chains. But what you notice with your 23 perception, as you're looking at this wall, it's made out of stone, and so it's very strong looking, but you catch just the glimpse of the brick and how it's lined up. And you see that there's one point kind of behind kind of the edge of this box where the bricks are not staggered and the seam is straight down.
Okay, I think I found a secret door into the next warehouse, or an access door on the other side. Shall we get our friends? I think if they came around this way, we could maybe sneak through that door together.
I hope it involves tapping bricks.
That's my favorite scene from the play Unlikely.
Right? And Mogram, I would just keep that toning rod handy. We want to make sure we're not walking into any kind of, magical unseen traps. And I'll put my visor back up too.
Yes, I have it active now.
Nice and toned.
It's in my hand. I'm holding it in my hand right now.
Oh, yeah, and you're touching my leg with it.
That's okay. That's all part of it. That's just normal.
It's required.
That's how I keep it active.
And Guy will flip his visors back up now too, so you can see all of his extra eyes, and they're catching the light, just a little bit of light, and it's really awesome looking.
Okay, all right. So we have the B side is still out in the front, along with Baldric and Prancival, and we have Wilhelm Associates are moving into this easternmost warehouse.
Guy will cast message and cast it again to Kaladin and say,
Come in the way that we came. We found another door leading into the next warehouse.
Calvin will motion to the B side and start heading that direction.
And Gardenia will have a fake gun with her hands as she goes around the corners.
Dang, she's so cool, right?
Oh, definitely.
As you get over to the other side of this warehouse to where you see this seam of bricks, there is a box in front. There's like a big crate in front, so you will have to move it aside in order to see kind of the whole picture. So, tell me what you're gonna do.
I mean, Gardenia doesn't mind walking up there and throwing some crates around.
The last time we did this, we exploded.
I've exploded once or twice before.
So Gardenia wasn't there. She doesn't know. Mogram, you, as you approach with your toning rod, you see this seam. You see this. I mean, it looks like it might just be a door or like a piece of the wall you can basically just push, and it will like slide one way or the other, like in or out, like a doorway. But you pull out your toning rod, and you do detect the smallest hint of magic on the door. And what you detect is School of Abjuration.
Okay, I'm gonna real cool like do the like SWAT team hand signals to be like, there's something here. Be careful, you guys. Look over there. Stand here. Yeah, a Mogram will convey. It appears that there is magic, abjuration magic here.
Calvin will speak up and say, I might have been able to do something about this, but I am tapped out on my magical reserves.
Let me see if I have anything I can do.
If we took a short rest, I might be able to do something, but as it stands, I cannot.
I don't have anything prepared at the moment. Similarly, with a little bit of time, I could reconstitute some of the concoctions I've used to dispel magical effects, but it would take some time.
I mean, if we do set this off, then we're just going to need to come in with crossbows blazing, I guess is how we'd say it.
I mean, there's more of us than there are of him.
We have no idea what he has in there with him, though. Aldrich, do you remember? Did you see any other figures in the warehouse with Bubbles?
I'm going to have him make an insight check just to try to remember. He rolled a natural one. He's like, no, I saw the symbol on the floor being scrubbed away, and I saw a broken urn, and I saw it was just dark.
All right.
Well, Gardenia's happy to kick it down if we're down with that.
I would just hate for it to make a lot of noise.
If you think we can handle it, I can set up the turtle shell in here and we could take a short rest, but I'm afraid the longer we're here, the higher the chance we are of getting found out. And also, Paul just made the turn order visible in Roll20.
Baldric, when we were in the fight with Bubbles the first time, you cast a spell and I couldn't hear anything for a while. Perchance, could you do that again?
I am all tapped out. All I can do, I can change how I look. I can potentially put someone to sleep. There's a possibility I can make them do whatever I want for a very short amount of time.
Put yourself to sleep and see where Bubbles is?
That would take a very high Arcana check.
Damn it.
All right. Stand aside. I'm going to open it up.
Is Brenneth just pushing past us?
Yeah, Brenneth is just walking up to the door. He's like, look, I'm willing to take a hit here, so why don't you all back away, just in case something were to happen, and I think we go for this.
I mean, I don't think taking a hit is the issue, but alright.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, Calden. Oh, try. This catwalk is so narrow, I keep bumping into you.
And the eyes, I keep, not sure which ones to look into.
Well, only 2 of them are mine. I don't know who the rest of them belong to, but...
Oh, you can't see out of them?
These 2. Oh, no, I kind of can.
That one there is staring right through my soul, I think.
Margrim is going to pull out one of his flares and light it up so that way he has a little bit more vision in here.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, let me give you some light.
That particular eye, Calden, looks like a sheep's eye, so it has a square pupil.
It's disconcerting, but I don't hate it.
Man, you guys get a room, bud.
Okay, so Baldric has moved way back. He's like, if there's one thing I learned last time, it's that if this is what we dealt with trying to get into his lab, this is going to be big.
As soon as that explosion goes off, we want our frontline heavy hitters, people who can take a hit going in first.
Okay, Baldric moves even further back.
Alright, Gardenia's gonna step forward.
Yeah, Ornan is ready to charge in.
He will get 20 feet back, but honestly, now I'm kind of worried about the situation on the catwalk once that goes off, too. Depending on what the flavor of damage.
Margrim's coming down onto the floor of the thing just because he doesn't trust it.
It's too late to worry, guys. Let's go.
Brenneth, do you have that uncanny dodge or whatever it is where you don't take damage if you succeed on a dex save? Or is that later?
I do.
Maybe Brenneth looks wily and agile. Maybe he triggers it and then we come running in.
Look, I've been a lucky bloke, and there's a good chance I might get lucky here too. So,
I mean, you are a chimney sweep, right?
Right. I mean, look at me. Well, no, but, I could play a chimney sweep if I needed to. So, it's pretty close if you ask me. And I figure, look, over there, Margrim, he looks like he's getting lucky right now, but with that rod and all. So, I figure I might as well get a little bit lucky.
I did feel a little bit of luck rub off when I shook hands with you.
Ah, yeah, rub off. That's a good one.
Jesus Christ, that's so good.
Ornan is right behind him, and he's ready to charge in as soon as it's open.
Oh, Ornus is going to take
right.
damage.
Okay, Brenneth is gonna, try to kick open this door or something and trigger the trap.
All right, what I need is, let me Here we go, guys. First off, I need one of you. I'm going to tell you why before you roll it. I need one of you to roll any die. Odds is bad, evens is good.
Odds is bad, evens is good. Here we go. I got it.
Feel comfortable with
do
this.
Odds is bad. 45.
Classic.
All right.
This is just like us.
That's okay. See, I'm lucky. It's going to be all right.
Let's see here.
It's nice that we're not only going to get a TPK, we're going to get 2 TPKs.
We'll have to send in the Kraha Besties to save everybody.
I love that name. It's my favorite. Okay, Brenneth, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, difficulty 17.
Ooh, okay.
Me too.
Yeah, both of you. Both of you do. Both of you need to make it.
Oh, I got a nat 1 for an 8. Yes, Brenneth is on a roll. I'm a lucky guy, right?
Ornan got a 4 for a 5.
Okay.
He like sprains his ankle while he's kicking the door. Ow.
Suddenly, lightning blasts out of this door as Brenneth kicks it open, dealing 24 lightning damage to Ornan and
Ow.
Brenneth
Oof, duh.
as the door comes open, and standing directly on the other side, you see this 7-foot-tall construct made of body parts from all different beings standing right there at the door. We are going to roll initiative.
Calvin got a 16 and Ornan got a 5.
Gardenia got a 23 and Sylvie got a 17.
Serena got a 9, and Guy got a 22, a nat 20.
Brenneth got a 15 for his, and Mogrim got an 11.
Top of the initiative. Brenneth, you kick open the door. You can see on the other side, it opens up into another warehouse, slightly smaller, but you're on this catwalk here at the back of the other building. Standing right in front of you is this flesh construct. You kind of glance down and you see another one is approaching the steps, coming up towards you, and past the flesh construct, you can actually see just the remains of what looks like a giant urn, even some fluid still on the ground. Gardenia, you are up with an initiative 23.
All right, Gardenia, seeing that electric shock, is going to cruise on forward and go right next to Brenneth and take an attack at that fleshy creature. I am going to rage, and that is going to do a wild magic effect. A bolt of lightning shoots from my chest to another creature, so that will be that golem.
And he heals for however much damage he would have done, which is fine. He hasn't taken any damage yet.
Classic. All right. Well, I will still take my attacks at him.
Okay.
Oh my god, so that's a nat 1 for a 7 to hit.
That will miss.
Classic. And then that's a 17.
That will hit. This guy seems slow and easy to hit, but all of the body parts are very muscular.
All right, so that's 10 damage.
10 damage. Nice. All right, anything else Gardenia's going to do?
No, I think for now that's it.
Okay, Guy, at initiative 22, what are you going to do?
So where Guy's at, he can actually see a corner of this flesh construct at the door, and because he has Spell Sniper, he doesn't have to move. He can just cast his Arcane Burst from here while they're clogging up the door and still hit without any disadvantage.
Nice.
And the first one is a 19.
That'll hit.
Oh, sorry. First, backing up, I will do a Castigating Inscription on this guy.
Okay.
And basically, he will have disadvantage on ability checks that use strength. So, not attack rolls or anything, but ability checks.
Okay.
Okay. So now 11 force damage plus 2 necrotic damage.
Okay, nice.
The second one was only a 10 to hit.
That will hit.
Oh, okay. So that's 7 plus 2. So that's 9 damage.
Okay, very good. All right. Anything else Guy wants to do?
That's it.
That brings us now to initiative 20 and a layer action.
Oh no.
Wait, he has 2 layers? This is not fair.
I'm looking at these 30 feet. 30 feet. Okay. All right. We are going to pass by the layer action for this round. That brings us now to initiative 17. Sylvie, you are still in the eastern warehouse. What are you going to do?
Man, okay, I don't really want to waste a spell slot on this at this moment. So I think I would like to just hold my action. I just kind of want to hang out and just see what's going on, yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, then Calden Silvercrest, it is your turn. You are standing even further back than Sylvie.
Calden is gonna move up a little past Guy and Serena so that he can see just a little bit better. Move up 10 feet or so.
Yeah.
And he's gonna do an inscription with his quill and launch a molten pellet
Okay,
for a 20 to hit,
that'll hit.
dealing 10 fire damage.
Okay.
And that will be his turn.
All right, very good. And then that brings us now to Brenneth.
All right then. Brenneth is going to just start punching this dude. I mean, first he'll do is he's gonna swing out with his fillet knife
Okay.
for a 24 to hit
Ooh, nice.
for 11 damage.
Okay.
Then he's gonna punch him,
Okay.
Man, this guy's kind of a bad bitch. I like that.
a 10 to hit
That'll hit.
for 6 damage, and then Brenneth is gonna mash the buttons and do 2 more unarmed attacks.
Perfect.
Oh, nat 20,
Okay.
14 damage,
Nice.
and then another kick this time, a 12 to hit
That'll hit.
for 6 damage. Back-a-da-bam, boom, bang.
Dang, this guy has taken quite the beating. All right, very good. It is now something else's turn. After you destroy, you punch this construct in front of you multiple times, dealing a ton of damage to it. You kind of step back, take a breath, and you hear stomping up the stairs up towards you. The sound of heavy footfalls, and then 2 swings come your way. +7 to each of these rolls. Natural 1, and then a 19. Does that hit you?
A 19 just hits.
Oh, gosh. A 19 just hits?
Yeah, he's got his not in the face thing whenever he uses his Kinsei weapon and does an
that's
unarmed strike.
right, that's
and so
right.
it's +2 to his AC.
Okay, takes 14 damage. Bludgeoning.
Holy. Okie dokie.
Oh, jeez, you've been hit hard.
All right, Magram, it is your turn.
Okay. Yeah, that's a chunk of stuff. He's going to kind of run up behind Brenneth and give him a bandage, or kind of start bandaging him up for his action. Actually, while he's heading up, he's going to launch a Hemexton Venom Dart at the construct that's in the doorway. And he'll need to make a DC 15 Wisdom save.
Fails.
Oh, this will be fun. Okay. So he will take this +4. So, only 10 damage. Okay.
This guy is falling apart. You see stitches breaking. You see an arm hanging by a shoulder. Bad news.
Arm hanging by that's how most arms hang, Paul.
Hey, a shoulder that's hanging by a thread is what I meant.
An arm hanging by a shoulder, hanging by a thread. Got it.
Nice.
Hand hanging from a wrist.
Oh, egad.
Margram's going to heal Brenneth for 6 using an adrenaline shot.
Okay. Anything else you are going to do?
That's it for now.
Okay.
Oh, heavens, I see who's next in the turn tracker.
I really don't like that pause.
You hear a voice calling out from inside. It's hard to hear because of all of the carnage going on here at the door. But the voice shouts out,
This time, I'll have your lives.
Suddenly, centered right between Brenneth and this construct, a cloud erupts out, and it creates this smoky vapor that instantly makes you start to cough. Gardenia, Brenneth, Ornan, and Magram, you are all within the circle of cloud kill. Each creature in the sphere makes a Constitution saving throw, taking 5d8 poison damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. A creature must also make this save when the sphere moves into its space and when it enters the sphere or ends its turn there. A creature makes a save only once per turn, so I need you guys to make that save right now as it appears.
Ugh. Ornan has advantage on poison, so...
Gardenia got a 9.
Ornan got a 20.
Ooh, Magram got a 13, and Brenneth got a 13 as well.
Oh, holy crap.
29 poison damage. If you've made it, it's only 14.
Ornan is also resistant to poison, so would that reduce it to 7?
Yes, it would.
Is this opaque? Can we still see through it?
Actually, it's heavily obscured. So you actually can't see through it. Whew. Man, that is something else. Okay.
Ouch.
Yep. All right. That is going to be Bubbles' turn. Now, because he has had his first turn in this round, legendary actions exist.
By the way, Brenneth is down.
Oh no.
Oh.
On his turn, he's got to start making saves.
Oh, man.
I don't think anyone else can tell, except for you hear the sound of a body falling to the ground. Serena, what are you going to do?
Serena is going to draw her bow. She's going to stay where she's at. She's going to ready an attack for somebody if she can see an enemy through this cloud. And she's going to say, I can't see anything. We have to get rid of this cloud. And that's her turn.
Okay. That brings us now to the other flesh construct. It is going to step over Brenneth's body, being totally immune to poison. Let's see what kind of sight it has. I'm pretty sure it has dark vision, so it's still going to be attacking with disadvantage. It has 2 attacks. It can attack either Ornan, Magram, or Gardenia. So 2 attacks. First one is coming at Magram. The second one is coming at Ornan. So first attack, Magram. Does a 10 hit you?
Nope.
Ornan, does a natural 20 hit you?
Yes, but I'm going to give him crazy eyes.
Wait, it doesn't have disadvantage? Did you say I rolled with disadvantage?
Oh, it does. Yes. That's going to be... Okay, so that's still going to be 26 to hit, but not a crit.
Okay. Could I... Since he had disadvantage, could I still do the crazy eyes?
So it's somebody you can see. You cannot see this guy. He's heavily obscured.
Cool. Then I can't see it.
He's basically swinging in the dark. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is going to be, to you, 15 bludgeoning damage to Ornan.
Oh, dear. That's a lot.
All right. That is going to be the flesh construct's turn. And we are now getting to the bottom of the initiative order. Ornan, you have initiative 5. It's your turn.
Okay. Ornan is going to take an attack at the one that just attacked him. With disadvantage, I'm assuming, because I can't see.
Yep.
That is a 19 to hit.
That will hit.
For 13 bludgeoning damage.
Perfect. So, here's my question. As you connect, you feel, before anything else happens, you feel the head fly off of this construct, and you hear a meaty thump as this construct falls on top of Brenneth's unconscious body.
Oh, man. Okay. Ornan is going to drink a bit of his mycelium mead, get 10 HP back.
Okay.
And he's going to step over, and because I knew where the other guy was because I saw it before. Am I?
Yes.
Okay. Ornan's going to step over to the other one.
Okay.
Through the doorway, and he's going to take his second attack at the other one.
Okay, with disadvantage.
Yeah. For a 17 to hit.
That will hit. Yes, you come swinging with the second
Ornan
one.
with good rolls? What?
I know, right? And dealing 11 bludgeoning damage, and I'm gonna push him back 10 feet away from me in a straight line.
Okay. As you push this guy back, you would hear him stumble down the stairs. He's going to make a dexterity saving throw or potentially end up prone on the ground. Dexterity saving throw. That is going to be a 10. You hear thump, thump, splat as this guy hits the ground. You can't tell that he's prone, but you have a feeling that something good may have just happened in this potentially cluster fracas.
Cool.
Anything else that Ornan wants to do? You have more movement. You're still in the cloud. You will have to start making that check again, or you get out of the sphere.
Okay. Ornan is going to continue forward. Oh dear. And I knocked him down the stairs. I couldn't see the stairs. Shoot. Okay, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 20 feet. And since I did the mycelium meat, I get an extra 30. So I got 50 feet of movement left.
So you're up on the second story balcony. Now I'll kind of describe what you can see a little bit more now. It looks like the staircase to get down into the main part of this warehouse is obscured by the fog of the cloud kill spell. You can see off to your right this broken urn. You see amniotic fluid has soaked into the boards a little bit. This must be where the last clone of Master Bubbles was. You look down below you on the ground floor of this warehouse. The warehouse is empty. You can see in the center of the floor this massive arcane symbol. You see that parts of it have been scrubbed away. The power of it is no longer protecting or whatever this was doing to the aura of Master Bubbles. But you can see at the south end of the warehouse, next to a wagon, it looks like there is this cart full of, well, you can tell, dead bodies. You see Master Bubbles as he looks up at you, and he says,
"Well, hello again."
You have some movement left. What else do you want to do with your turn?
How far? Hello
again.
The drop would be 15 feet, so it would be a D6 of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, shoot. That being the case, Ornan is going to move 5 more feet into the room towards the stairs, and he's going to jump over the balcony.
All right. So D6 of bludgeoning damage as you fall 15 feet.
That is a 2. I'll take it. And then, let's see. So that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can get to about halfway through. I'm maybe 15 feet away from him. And Ornan is going to say, "If you kill us, you'll never know what happened to your brother."
Ooh, very good. Is that your turn?
That is the last thing I can do right now.
All right. With a legendary action, Master Bubbles is going to cast a cantrip at you. I need you to make a DC 17 dexterity save.
Ugh.
These are your good ones, though. You're really good at these, right, Ornan?
I am so good at dexterity. I got a 4.
Okay, you take 12 acid damage as a ball of acid splashes right across your face.
All right.
And last but not least in the initiative order, we have Prancival.
Mogram, where are you?
Prancival's going to stay back here with Baldric. Prancival is feeling pretty protective of him right now because I think he maybe knows how much Sylvie cares for him, and also Baldric's been a good friend.
And also Baldric forgot to roll initiative.
Aw, thanks, Prance.
What's with our interns just forgetting to take their turns?
Hey. He's going to take it right now. He's at 13. So he'll go at his normal turn next time. All right. You know what? All he can do because of this poison here is he is going to cast light upon himself, upon his staff, and he starts emanating light to help brighten up the room. But he is still in the eastern warehouse, as Ornan is the only one who has made the crossover into the central warehouse, the only one next to Bubbles. We have Gardenia and Mogram still within this stinking cloud of cloud kill. Calden and Serena, Guy and Sylvie and Baldric are all still stuck back in the eastern warehouse. And that is where we're going to stop for tonight after one more legendary action.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Mornin, can you make one more dexterity saving throw?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I'm gonna
no.
die just from these legendary actions. That's a 14, but wait.
There's more.
I have a D8.
You have Bardic.
Oh, no.
I rolled a 1.
No.
That's a 15.
Your Baldric inspiration. Mornin, you take 11 acid damage.
Alright guys, this is not looking good.
We are going to jump back up to the top of the initiative order with Gardenia when we get together next time here in the Prosperous Path Guild House Complex in the warehouses where Bubbles is preparing for the next whatever phase of his life. Can you guys do it? There are 8 of you and only one of him and one more construct. We'll have to see next time. Hey, thank you guys for playing. Also, thank everyone for thank everyone for listening. You guys beat him before. Thank you guys, everyone, for listening. All you patrons, you can check out this map. I'm going to put it up on the wiki. It's actually already there. I'm just going to make it visible to you so you can see what we're talking about with these warehouses and how they're set up. And don't forget, we have a shop. I now have one button of every character in the Crystal Codex campaign that we made buttons for, as well as our 4 main characters in Wilhelm Associates here in Nicoros the Forsaken campaign.
You're a regular Ramblin' Rod.
I am! And...
Okay.
And until we get together next time, we hope you have a great time.